I've removed the top faces here, so I open that. So we're going to start preparing for the head. And the other thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to come here and I use a matte cap. A matte cap is just a shader that, you know, creates this kind of highlight area, so it's much nicer to see, kind of see a little bit better the mesh. So I like that, and yeah, so I apply that. So for the head, let's turn off the character now. The head, I'm going to create the head using a different technique. We're going to create the shape of the head first. And then we're going to apply some modifiers and sculpt the details, just a tiny bit of sculpture here, so I can, you know, I can use the shape of the head to recreate the mesh on top. That's going to be a lower resolution, a lower poly, according to the rest of our body. There are many ways you can do heads, and then you could start from here and start using, you know, creating around the eyes area and the mouth and so on, and then move around the points. But I find it that if we get the shape first, and then we can use retopology, which we're going to do it later on, to create the correct mesh that flows following the shape of the, you know, it's more suitable for animation, you know, the mouth, the nose and the eyes. So anyway, let's just start with the shape first, and then we talk about topology later. So the first thing I'm going to do again is create a cube, and oops, press G and come up here. I'll turn on my X-ray G. I don't know why my cube wasn't in the middle. Okay. So again, the first thing is now edit mode. I'm going to add a loop cut in the middle, and then select the faces. Delete those faces. And then apply, go back to object mode and go back to add modifiers. Let's add a modifier, a mirror modifier that we already know. Mirror, don't forget to turn clipping on, and then add another modifier with the subdivision surfaces with the levels viewport 2. And then we also going to shade smooth, right click shade smooth and go to edit mode. In edit mode, we're going to vertex. I mean, I haven't add any more loop cuts, but let's just try to get the shape here. So, oops, just turn this one like this. Not too much, because this is where the hair should be. There you go. And let me just turn off for a second. Here you go. I might add one subdivision here in the middle. Okay. And then just go to number 3, and then we can do the same thing here. So we need to lift this, guys. Okay, so you get the idea. Gonna leave. So let me just pull this front, these ones back, and these ones to the front. So kind of basic. The nose, I will sculpt the nose in a minute. So I think that's what we want. So this is kind of the overall shape we're starting from. So now, in order to sculpt this, I will need to apply the modifiers and add more geometry in order to be able to sculpt. Okay, so let's just first apply the mirror and then apply, mind you, the order you apply makes a difference. So let me just undo here. If I apply the subdivision first, you will get the mirror is just turn something weird. So you apply the mirror first and then apply the subdivision. And let's have a look. Edit mode. Yeah, so still not good, still not enough geometry in order to start sculpting. So I can add actually a multi-resolution modifier. So I click 1, subdivide 2, and then let's have a look at edit mode. Just need to have enough. Let's have a look with the subdivide. You can leave this one, you don't need to apply. So let's have a look what we have here. So if I go to my sculpt mode, and here I have my brushes. So here, for example, yeah, I think that should be enough. I can add one more level. All I want is a little bit of shape so I can then build on top. So I think that should be enough. So here I'm using my inflate one, see, and draw and things like that. And if I use my inflate one, or I press Control, I go the other way. Yeah. So okay, so that's enough for us to start. I'm going to my number 1 and I'm going to put the X-ray on, and if you press F, I'm going to start with the nose. Let's have a look. I have here, which one is we have the grab. So first thing, I'm going to press F and I'll make the nose. I will just use the inflate for the nose. So I don't want to mirror, shall I mirror? No, I'm not going to mirror, so I'm just going to create a little thing. As I said, this is just going to be reference. So in order for you to be able to see it, that's what we have. Okay, so I'm going to do, you can put the strength up a little bit. As you can see, yeah. And then I can use crease. I can come here, crease the edges. Okay. Just a tiny bit. I'm just actually looking at, it's again blocking. So now I'm going to use this is kind of F, make it smaller a little bit. And I press Control for deflate. Instead of inflating, I'm going to make kind of a hole here so I know. Now, undo. I don't want to do this. I want to switch on my symmetry in X. Now I should do both sides. Here you go. So I can't actually see exactly what I'm doing, but if I now turn off, you can see here. Okay. And I can have a look. So yeah. Some people like sculpting in very detail, but I only want the basics, so I can build on top. If I pinch, let me just press a little bit bigger. I can come here and I kind of define better the edge. So I know exactly the right proportion, where his eyes are going to be, where his nose is going to be. Let's go to the mouth and F. I think the F I'm just going to turn off the, or maybe should I just leave it? I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's try. Press Control. I'm going to with my draw. Yeah, there we do. Let's have a look. So now I turn off and then I just, oops. Oh, I forgot to press Control, sorry. Control, turn off the symmetry. Oh, this is not good. Okay, let me just turn off this, and now I'm closer, I can see what I'm doing. Control. So that's his mouth, and I'm going to use pinch. Yeah, so that is what we want. That's what I'm looking for now. Control, make it. Let's go back here to see if his mouth in the right place. Yes. Yep. So it's a small mouth, and I think what I'm going to turn on the symmetry again, and I'm going to use the grab, make a big brush, and yes. Okay. And also on the side. So now on the side, I need to let's see if I can do this. If I come to the side, now I have the symmetry on. F. So I'm going to grab the nose. I can then turn off this and inflate a little bit more his nose with a smaller brush. Okay, so I have that as a reference. Now his ears, and I need to do his ears. So if I go to 3, maybe I use the inflate again. First I'm going to see what's going to come up from here. Okay. Again, I don't want a lot of detail in the ears. I'm not going to be building, real ears are very difficult to make, and that's not, doesn't go on this character anyway. So, yeah, so let me have a look at number 1. Yeah, so now I really need to do more of this here. Inflate, 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 and then I can use the grab as well. Sorry, it's the grab one. Easy, I forgot to turn them. I forgot to do the other side, but it's no problem because I don't need to do it. When I create the new geometry, I'll be using the mirror modifier anyway, so that's okay. Oops. So now I use a big brush and I pulled in the entire ear, this bit here. So let's have a look. Yeah. Okay, so that is his ear, and then I can always use the crease one. I can create a crease, so make it smaller. And I mean, the reason why I'm doing this is very, very quick and a bit rough is I know that most of my students, they're not working with a Wacom tablet, and sculpting with the mouse is very difficult. I mean, it's not easy. So I'm going to see, I'm having some kind of artifacts going on here, so just making a little bit more of a hole in there. And I just need the size. Okay, so let's have a look. Yeah. So as you can see, I actually need this bit here. F. Let's have a look. And you can also smooth when you want to smooth out. No, this is the fill, this is the smooth. Yeah, you can smooth out. Yeah. Okay. When you smooth, you can F. Okay. So I have the position of everything. I don't need to worry with details here. I'm gonna use now, this is so where to place my new geometry, and I'm gonna use retopology tools. So just a little bit more here. Just gonna inflate here. Sorry, inflate F. Yes, that is much better. So it's smoother, right? Okay, so we've got our base, and I see you in the next video.